Hey y'all, welcome to a little bit of beer unboxing. We got a box of beer that's here. This is what's called a box, and it's full. I'm assuming it's full of beer. The name on the label is not the name of the person that sent it to me, but I think that's more for subterfuge reasons. Yeah, it comes from a brewery, actually. It comes from an assistant brewer at Buried Acorn Brewery. They are out of Syracuse, New York. Sean from their assistant brewery actually wrote me an email. It was only a couple days ago. He said, "Hey man, can we send you some beers? I really dig the show." This is the show, I assume. And I was like, "Hey, yeah, don't threaten me with a good time." But before that, I actually was like, his first and last name was in there. I'm like, that name sounds super familiar to me. Why does it sound super familiar to me? I don't know why. So I'm like, let me go snoop on this MFR. So I open up Facebook, and lo and behold, he liked my Massive Beers Facebook. So I deep dove on his profile. Pretty sure I met this dude in like real life before. He used to work at Satellite Records in Manhattan. Which was like, dance music, techno music, rave music, whatever you want to call it. Record shop back in the day. I used to go there all the time. Back before online ordering and even back before like audio samples. When you used to go as a DJ, you'd have to buy vinyl, and it wasn't this whole Serato tractor bullshit. And you'd have to go hit record stores and listen to records, and it was a really cool time. You're talking like mid 90s to the mid aughts, and I used to go to record shops like constantly. New York was big. I'd go to Philly every now and then. I was never a huge Philly guy. Just wasn't big. I'd go to 611 down there, stuff like that. But New York was always my jam. I'm a Sonic Groove guy. I really like dirty, mean, mugging techno, like Brighton stuff, and just European techno, and just Detroit stuff and stuff like that. But anyway, so, at least twice a month, I would drive up there, go to Sonic Groove on Bleecker, and then walk over to Satellite Records, what was it, Lafayette, I think it was, at the time, and I go to, like, Mondo Kim's, and what was the one place? I used to find it was more of a jungle place. They had more jungle than anything else, but I would go there anyway. I forget the name of it. Zoo York? No, that's not it. Anyway, I forget the name of the other one. But I used to go there and do the whole record routine. And the record routine, man, that's why it was like, records were kind of like currency back in the day. Nowadays you go and download a file or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I know this is a beer unboxing, but you're getting a whole history of me buying records. So, hey, whatever. Yeah, it was basically you'd walk in, you kind of have an idea what you're looking for, and everything's kind of filtered by genre and area, usually by location. Grab a stack of records, walk up to a turntable. They usually had a basket in the back. Dump them all there, pull them out, listen, no, yes, you have a thing on each side, kind of, and maybe yes, maybe no, maybe I don't know. You just listen to records for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, trying to find the best stuff you could possibly find. Like I said, it's before like online audio and stuff like that, basically, or the ease of availability of that stuff. Eventually, they started sending out what they got with audio samples and stuff like that, but it still wasn't the same. I used to do that, man. Like I said, twice a month. Go there, spend 7-8 hours just standing in front of a turntable, listening to records, trying to find gems. When you found gems, man, they were your gems. It wasn't like like Shazam. You can't Shazam that shit. You just be like, people, Mikey. God damn it. What's going on, Mikey? Mikey Matakis. I always mispronounce your last name. I don't know why. But he's like one of the most socialist of beer butterflies I've ever met in my life. Yeah. And then you'd find those gems, man. You had to save those suckers. You'd have to hide them. You get them. Like I said, there's no Shazam, so it's like you go to play records and stuff, you had a banger. You'd like put like a white label over it, because you'd have other dudes, like you're playing records, other DJs just start like creeping over and shit, trying to like look over your shoulder to see what that record was. You have to put that white label over it so they don't know what they're going to be like, you ain't stealing my shit, son. So now, today, it just doesn't work that way. That whole I'm sure it still exists in places like Germany and some other places that are really maybe in Detroit or whatnot. But it just doesn't exist that way as far as records go anymore. Pretty sad. Just because that's what I loved about it. I loved record hunting and I love beat matching. And those are the two things that are kind of lost in this world. Anyway, so that was kind of a weird connection. I was like, we probably met before, man, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, he said, hey, I'm going to send off a box of beers. Keep an eye out for him. I was like, okay, day goes by. He's like, I sent him. You'll get him today. I was like, oh, shit, that fast. And he sent, like, a box. Like, a box. Like, not a tiny box. It's heavy. It's big. It has the word glass on it. So let's just cut. I'm going to break everything. Let's just cut into it. See what we got going on here. So, Buried Acorn. I've had one or two of their beers. They're in Syracuse, New York. I've never been to the brewery, but my buddy George, you all know George, he's massive troll reviews. He comes on a channel every now and then. He goes up to the upstate New York, more specifically, Rock area, up that way. So they, he's given me a couple 2-tree beers from there, or I drank some beers with him, I believe. So holy shit! Well, that is a thing. There's beer in here. There's a lot of beer in here. Oh my god! So I got. Just to give you guys an idea of what we got going on here. It's just a red hot mess of craziness. So we're gonna go through the bottles first because there's. Anyway, there was a rhyme or reason to it. Jesus Christ. Anyway, little foil things come off. I don't like it when the foil things come off. Let's see. First one is Bearded Tears. It is Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout, aged in Heaven Hill bourbon barrels with Madagascar vanilla. Yeah. I got so much stout going on right now. I'm going to have to actually go out and get friends to drink them with, because that's the thing. I think that label, you could barely read half of it. You can see, like, it's kind of like black on black, but I dig it. I like it. 17.6. So, session beers. I like when people do session beers. Okay. Next we have, this is their Ghoster Blanc. Buried Acorn Brewing, 5.5% alcohol by volume. It's a mixed fermentation farmhouse ale aged in wine barrels. Yeah. Yeah, how about that, man? Good God. That's a really killer label. Mikey's chiming in. Timmy. See, I don't know Tim. That's the owner, I believe. I know Sean, who's the assistant brewer. Or I met him recently. And Mikey's like, let's drink some beers together. Ha ha ha. Where are you located again? I am now living in North New Jersey. Basically on the Delaware Water Gap. Have you ever been to Hot Dog Johnny's in New Jersey? I'm like 5 minutes away from there. So, yeah. And Mikey's like, Sean's okay too. But yeah, I actually really do dig that label. Dig me some mixed firm stuff. So, let's see what else. A bunch of mixed firm stuff, it looks like. Actually, it looks like a bunch of either barrel aged dark sour, single varietal beer wine hybrid. Okay, a collaboration with Acron Hill Winery. Okay, now I'm really curious to see where this one goes. Vincent, Buried Acorn Brewing. So is it 8 and change, I think, the ABV? 8.6%. So you're talking about a mixed firm dark sour beer wine hybrid. I wonder if this is relatively still, maybe less carbonation or something like that, but it's a really cool combination. Man, there's a ton of cans in here. This is all not getting reviewed, by the way. Bearded Tears. Okay, so we have, that's probably to go with that. This is the variant on that. Aged in Heaven Hill barrels with Taza organic cacao nibs. The old Taza chocolate. Taza chocolate. Yeah. Goddamn. F you, liver. That's what I read. Okay, so it looks like there's 3 and 3. So there's 3 of these kind of sour mixed firm jams. This one is golden sour brewed with ginger and lemongrass. Okay, that was made for me. That's the one I want. I wish I could just open it right now. Well, I could, but I'm not going to. So, man, the shipper's wild. Wild up in here. Let's see. Okay, burner. He says, love some hot dog Johnnies. You didn't grow up in North New Jersey unless you almost died under swing set as a kid. Yeah. That's the other part about it. Like Johnny's, I love Hot Dog Johnny's. Listen, I get it every now and then. My wife and my mother-in-law are huge fans of their hot dogs. I think they're okay. Listen, I know Hot Dog Johnny's from being a kid. I grew up in Toms River, down by the shore, and we used to vacation in the summertime up in the Poconos. So it was a family tradition. We'd drive up to the Poconos and we'd stop at Hot Dog Johnny's on the way there. So it was like my childhood. So I go there. I'm not going to say their hot dogs are awesome, but they're awesome to me because they're my childhood. But I know the swing set you're talking about. But I like being close to there. It's a fun little thing. What? I lose myself here. It's the chocolate one. Oh, okay. No, there's one more, right? No, that's the bottles. What am I doing here? Here, there's 3 of each. Or did I grab? Okay, so there's 2 barrel-aged jams and the mixed firm one. The last one, Apricotville. That's what I skipped. Give you an idea what that label looks like. And then we'll move these bottles off so I can do the cans. This is a barrel-aged sour aged in apricots. Love me some apricots, but a lot of the apricot sours I've had have been really, really acidic. I'm looking at U-Side Project, so I'm kind of curious to see where that comes off. Not that apricot is generally going to make a beer acidic in and of itself, but that's my experience. So that's awesome. 2 barrel-aged jammers, 3 mixed firms. I thought they were going to be all barrel-aged beers, so I was kind of getting a little bit of, not upset, like nervous. I'm going to have to rip through a bunch of barrel-aged stuff, but let's see. On to the cans. Oh, Jesus Christ. I wanted this beer so bad. So let me tell you a story. This is Abbey Style Blonde. Look at this. For those that don't know, it's Michael Jackson, the beer writer, doing the moonwalk. I never saw this label before. And then M. Saunter, who does Pints and Panels, if you don't know her, follow her on Instagram and all that stuff. She's really, really good, positive beer source. She does these little sketches, and it looks like one of her drawings. About a week or two, or she posted this beer, I believe. Or somebody posted this beer. I think it might have been her, and she was drinking it. I don't know if she actually drew. Does it say here? Art by? But anyway, regardless, a couple weeks before I saw this can for the first time, I'm like, have you ever drawn Michael Jackson doing a moonwalk? And lo and behold, I saw this. So I'm like, dude, I'm super pumped to get this can. You have no freaking idea how pumped I am to get that. We got doubles. See now, if it was a Belgian double, I could say we got doubles. I hate that word so much. We have an... I can't pronounce it. How do you pronounce that? Integumentary funk? I don't know. Beer de coupage. Coupage. I'm just trying to sound weird. Bubbly tart blend of Foder Golden Sour or Fresh Hoppy Ale. Dry hopped with Nelson Sauvin Sun. I like that label. Reminds me of some art. I don't know, it's like a Japanese interpretation of Tide Pod Challenge or something like that. This looks like a collab. Traditionally different. El Bras Belgian style Saison Ale. Brewed in collaboration with the Brasserie Bar and Bistro in Camillus, New York. Belgian style Saison. More fantastic artwork. Doubles. Oh man, see, you know how I know that I like this brewery already is because look, I'm drinking this right now. That, you know what that is? That's called a hazy IPA. Yeah, it's a new style. You guys might not have heard of it. I haven't got to the hazy yet. I got an Abbey Double. I got a Saison. I got a blended sour and Foder Golden Sour and a Hoppy Ale. Barrel aged beers, mixed firm stuff, and 7.8% porter. buried acorn. It's called Porter Hill Porter. That's why I like this brewery. Because they're just like, hey, we make a porter. Smoke lager. Secondary value smoked lager. Okay. I kind of want to just crack this right now, but that is worthy of talking about. Porter. Dubs. Okay. Skinny chicken. Blackberry pastry stout. Whose kid did that? Artwork. That's what I want to know. 12.8% imperial oatmeal stout with blackberry and vanilla. Yeah. So we're getting closer. We're getting closer. And then last but not least, buried acorn. Solar salt. Goza. There you go. This is such a fun mix of stuff. This is a crazy shipper. I'm sure it made sense at one point, but ended up not making sense. But this is, look at this. This is insanity. So we got a crazy goza. We got pastry sour. We've got a smoked lager. Goddamn smoked lagers. Now I have to go visit and chug a beer. Maybe go play some records up there. That shit's happening. Yeah, we'll throw that over there. You gotta leave room for the face. And, yeah, this is all not going to fit. I can't fit it all. That's crazy, Sean. You're a maniac. You're an absolute maniac for sending this off. I don't drink this much. So I will review what I can of this. That's going to be very cool. I'm going to try to do side-by-side on the stouts. That for sure. That lager is going to get some play, man. That is definitely going to be something I'm going to have to throw down. And, yeah. Talk about the MJ. There's doubles, so this sucker's probably getting cracked tonight. And then I'll save one for review and go from there. Thank you very much, dude. I don't normally do brewery unboxings. Usually I kind of reserve them for viewers and stuff like that. But I figured I'd start doing some brewery unboxings. Not all. You know, like there's like, not that I don't want to do like Hot Butcher stuff like that, but they send beer to so many different people. It's like, if you watch my unboxing, you can just go watch somebody else's to see the same stuff. And like, some breweries, some of the bigger breweries send off, boxes quite often. And a lot of times it's a single can here and there and whatnot. But I'm gonna start peppering in some of the smaller breweries. I think they deserve, especially during the pandemic and during these times, they deserve a little bit of extra pub, And, I know I've had one or two things from Buried Acorn. Like I said, via my buddy George, I don't remember what. But when a brewery says, "Hey man, we dig what you do," and they send some stuff off, you hope you get a box like this. Not the immense amount of beer, because this is a ridiculous amount of beer, but the variance of what we're getting here, from Imperial Stout to mixed fermentation stuff to a wine hybrid to Belgian stuff, a bunch of Belgian stuff, a smoked beer, base porters, pastry stout, goza. You're running the gamut of styles here, and those are the breweries that really that tickle me pink. Now these could all be hot garbage. They could all be epically fantastic. That'll be up for me to have my own opinion about. But it's kind of like one of those things where, if you go to a restaurant and they have not a crazy menu. I'm not talking about them restaurants that have a menu that's like 14 pages long. But if you go to a restaurant and they have a wide, varied menu, interesting menu, chances are the food's going to be good, because it's just a person that loves to cultivate and develop flavor, and likes to just try to do fun and interesting things. And when you're doing this kind of setup, from Belgian to mixed ferm to stouts and all that stuff, chances are not gonna suck. So I'm super excited to dive into these. Thank you very much, Sean. Very appreciative of you sending them off, brother. I don't know where to put them. I'll have to go take these out to the barn. I'm not going to do that today, so it's a nice cool night, so they'll go back in the box and go outside, and then out to the barn they go. And then, yeah, I appreciate it, brother. Thank you very much. So there you go. Little unboxing. Had some nice crowd in here. Had a couple comments. Mikey, thank you very much for stopping by. Brother, you ever get back down this way, if you get down in the Jersey way or whatever, even PA way, PA, New Jersey, let me know. We'll definitely chug some beers. I got the space. I live on a farm. life is good. Does not suck. So, and Backburner, thank you very much for dropping the old Hot Dog Johnny's knowledge on us. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this unboxing. Hopefully you're enjoying me reviewing this crap ton of what hopefully is delicious beer. Not all of it, but most of it. Yeah.